July 6, 1943. Dawn over the Kursk salient. Fog clings to the treetops like ash as the world holds its breath. From above, the deep snarl of radial engines tears the sky open. Two silhouettes banking low over the front, one chasing, one fleeing, both dancing between columns of smoke rising from burning armor below. Major Erich Rudolfer, Luftwaffe ace, squeezes the trigger of his FW-190A5. Cannon shells streak past the Soviet fighter ahead, a squat, blunt-nosed machine with wooden skin and chipped olive paint. Not a yak, he notices. Not a MiG. Something uglier, bulkier. Something that, by all rights, shouldn't still be flying. Yet it is flying, and fast. The pilot inside, Ivan Kozhedub, 21 years old, jaw set like iron, yanks his stick and climbs through the tracer storm. The cockpit vibrates violently. You can almost hear the frame groan under the strain. Resin-glue birch ribs, canvas patches, nothing that should stand against German engineering. And yet, the little fighter surges upward with startling aggression. Below, German soldiers watch the duel spiral across the morning sky. One mutters, half laughing, half incredulous. "A wooden plane fighting a 190? Rudolfer rolls to pursue, confident. The FW-190 is the pride of the Reich, a killer at low altitude, built from steel and finesse. This crude Soviet thing shouldn't be a threat. It should be prey. But as Kozhedub levels out and pushes the throttle, the wooden aircraft does something unexpected. It accelerates. Hard. The gap closes. And in that hanging moment, as the hunter becomes the hunted, the Luftwaffe realizes something it has never considered. This peasant's plane is not dying today. It's just getting started. Factories east of the Urals throb like beating hearts. Inside, workers with blackened hands haul planks of birch, coat ribs with resin, and hammer them into the skeletons of new fighters. No aluminum, no luxury of precision steel. Just wood, sweat, and the desperate urgency of survival. When Artem Mikoyan and Mikhail Gurevich first presented the early prototype, the machine that would evolve into the La-5, German intelligence scoffed. Reports circulated through Luftwaffe briefing rooms. Wooden, underpowered, a peasant's plane. Pilots chuckled at photographs pinned to walls, short wings, stubby nose, hardly aerodynamic. To them, it looked like a farm tool with an engine. Something rushed, improvised, beneath the dignity of real engineering. And to be fair, the first models struggled. Engines overheated, cockpits filled with smoke. At high altitude, the aircraft gasped for breath like a dying animal. Many Soviet pilots cursed the thing, calling it the coffin with wings. But war leaves no room for pride. No room for elegant solutions. Only the machines that fight today matter. So Mikoyan and Gurevich doubled down. They ripped off armor plating, redesigned the cowling, shoved in the fiery Shvetsov ASH-82 radial, a brute of an engine that kicked like a mule. The result was the La-5FN, ugly as ever, but suddenly fast. Dangerously fast, especially close to the ground, where the Eastern Front was fought tooth and nail. Still, the Germans laughed. They wouldn't laugh for long. Because men like Ivan Kozhedub, disciplined, calm, terrifyingly precise, were waiting for their chance to prove what wood, grit, and desperation could do. And when the La-5FN arrived at the front, that chance finally came. The skies of Kursk were about to change. Smoke-blackened earth rushes beneath Kozhedub's La-5FN like a river of fire. The new engine roars at full throttle, vibrating the stick in his hand. He flies low, dangerously low, because here, near the treetops, the La-5FN becomes something else entirely. Not clumsy, not crude, but predatory. The Soviet command quickly understands what they have. FW-190s once swept the front with arrogance, fast dives, hit-and-run attacks, bulletproof confidence. But down near the mud, where visibility is broken and reflex decides life, the wooden fighter holds its own. The ASH-82 hurls the La-5FN forward with a punch the Germans didn't expect. And so, the Red Air Force changes its tactics. No more hoopless climbs into German-controlled altitudes. No more dying before the fight begins. Instead, meet the enemy at tree-top level, where horsepower matters more than elegance. Kozhedub leads his squadron into this new style of war. They streak over trenches like shadows, burst up behind FW-190s before their pilots even register the threat. For the first time, Soviet flyers feel the balance tilting. Not by much, but enough. Kozhedub's first victories in the La-5FN ripple across Soviet airfields. His wingmen whisper. He chases 190s. He turns with them. He wins. And in German debriefings, something colder replaces laughter. Reports grow tense, clipped, uneasy. Avoid low-altitude dogfights with new Soviet types. But Kozhedub is just beginning. Each battle sharpens him. Each kill carves his name deeper into the war. He is still young, but war ages talent fast. Soon, the Luftwaffe won't be facing just a new plane. They'll be facing a legend in the making. July 13th, 1943, afternoon. The sky boils with tracer fire. Kozhedub spots 3 FW-190s diving hard across Soviet lines, clean, angular predators, slicing through smoke trails like blades. Their cannons chew into a formation of PE-2 bombers below, wings peeling with sparks and shrapnel. No orders come. None are needed. He rams the throttle. The La-5FN surges, not gracefully, but violently, like a beast shaking loose its chain. Wooden ribs creak. The cockpit smells of hot oil and resin. You can almost feel the heat of the engine baking through the firewall. Kozhedub climbs steep, reckless. The first 190 flashes past overhead. He flips inverted, dives and fires. A burst. Just one clean burst. The German fighter blooms into orange flame, spiraling into the soil below. Kozhedub doesn't watch it fall. He's already rolling into the next pass, hunting the second. The FW-190 pilot tries to escape by climbing. A fatal mistake. High altitude favors the Germans. Down here, in the furnace of the front, the La-5FN is king. Kozhedub cuts inside his turn, guns hammering. The second 190 disintegrates, wings shearing off like broken branches. The third tries to flee west, engine screaming. But the wooden fighter is faster now, faster than anyone expected. Kozhedub closes, fires, and the last of the hunters falls burning across a wheat field. When he lands, mechanics swarm the plane, holes stitched across the wings, scorched paint peeling from the nose. Still intact, still dangerous. And word spreads. In Luftwaffe mess halls, the jokes die. No more photographs pinned to boards with smirking captions. No more talk of peasant aircraft. Because now everyone knows the truth. The ugly little fighter made of birch and glue can kill the pride of Germany. And Kozhedub is far from finished. By 1944, the front has shifted like a tide turning red. Kozhedub now flies not as a curious newcomer, but as the sharpest blade in the Soviet arsenal. The La-5FN, once mocked, once doubted, has become an extension of his will. Birch and steel, sweat and war. His kill tally rises. 10, 20, 30, then more, far more. Each engagement hones him. Each duel with the FW-190 becomes a message carved into the sky. We are not broken. We are not lesser. On one cold autumn evening, Kozhedub returns from a sortie alone. His wingman lost in the melee, his aircraft pocked with cannon holes and torn fabric fluttering like wounds. He taxis to a stop, canopy sliding back with a hiss of steam and exhausted breath. A mechanic touches the fuselage, fingertips on splintered wood. How does this thing keep you alive? Kozhedub only smiles, quiet, almost distant. Because he knows the answer isn't just engineering. It's necessity. It's adaptation. It's the raw, unapologetic will to survive. By war's end, Ivan Kozhedub stands as the top Allied ace of the entire conflict. 62 confirmed victories, nearly all in a fighter the enemy once laughed at. His wooden machine, crude and unpolished, outflew Germany's best, not because it was beautiful, but because it had to be deadly. And today, the legend of the La-5FN lives not in chrome or prestige, but in the echo of that first burning FW-190, falling through the clouds like pride set on fire. An ugly plane, they called it. A peasant's machine. A joke. History remembers it by another name. The wooden fighter that broke the Luftwaffe.